So what's the title of this article?
Master on the Mound.
As a good reader, you automatically think strategically and actively to understand what you read. As a tutor, your challenge is to learn specific reading comprehension strategies to teach explicitly, one at a time, to your learner. By learning comprehension strategies, your learner will become aware of how to think in order to make meaning while reading. Good readers actively ask and answer questions as they read. They predict what is going to happen in the text. Then, they monitor their comprehension by reading along to see if their predictions were confirmed, or if they need to readjust their understanding based on what happened in the text. The goal of teaching this strategy is for your learner to practice asking and answering predictive questions independently, internalizing the process so it becomes automatic.
We're going to do this in a little bit of an unusual way, and so I'm going to ask you to be the person who does something kind of unusual, which is folding the story. When we make predictions, the first thing we do is we read a section and we try and guess what's going to happen next, and then talk about what happens in the text. Then we go back to see if we need to adjust our thinking or if we were correct in our predictions. So this is a little fun thing about really only reading one section at a time. We're going to be folding the sheet of paper as we go to reveal more and more of the story. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so let's start out with the title. Okay? How Trouble Made the Monkey Eat Pepper, a folktale from Trinidad, retold by Rita Cox. What do you think this story is going to be about, Paul?
About a monkey eating pepper.
I think so.
That's the story about.
That could very well be it. It's right there in the title. So why do you think a monkey would eat pepper? Any guesses?
They tricked the monkey to eat a pepper.
Okay, maybe it's a monkey trick. Someone tricked that monkey?
Tricked the monkey to eat a pepper.
Okay, so now here comes your job. We're going to find out if this is about tricking a monkey, how to do it, and so we need to read the next section and check in and see if our predictions are true. So if you don't mind, there's a dotted line here. Go ahead and fold the paper along that dotted line. Very good. In a tiny village in Trinidad, Ma Minnie made her living by making the most delicious sweets. Oh, the smells that came from Ma Minnie's yard. Okay, so who is Ma Minnie, do you think?
Mother, his mother?
Yeah, or some...
Mom Minnie?
Some lady, her name's Ma Minnie. We don't quite know,
We don't quite know.
What does she do for a living, though?
Sweet?
Yeah. She makes sweets.
She makes sweets.
Yeah, so maybe she's like a candy maker, something like that.
Yes.
One day, returning from market, carrying on her head a gourd of molasses for making her coconut cakes, Ma stubbed her foot against a stone. The gourd crashed to the ground, the molasses spread all over. Okay, so there are a couple words in here that we want to talk about. First of all, what is molasses? Do you know?
Molasses is a type of syrup.
So she's carrying it on her head inside of a gourd.
A gourd is like kind of like a big vase.
Okay.
But on top of the head. A lot of people,
Beautiful.
a lot of cultures have that.
Okay, so boy, I'm so pleased. I was like, what is a gourd? It's like an empty container. You can carry molasses on your head
and
with
they
it.
always put something around their head to balance the gourd.
Okay, so you can kind of visualize that.
Yeah, I can visualize
Mom
that.
Minnie's carrying that.
Yeah.
Okay, but unfortunately, what happened on the way back from market?
She hit a stone and all the molasses went all over the place.
It spread all over.
Spread
Okay.
over.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and fold the next section. We're going to find out. Okay, ready? All dressed in his fine clothes, Brer Monkey was hot and hungry. He had eaten nothing. In desperation, he picked a fruit from an overhanging branch and stuffed it into his mouth. What do you think's happening here? What do you think the fruit is?
A pepper.
Maybe it's a pepper.
Yeah.
Maybe we're finally finding out. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
How could he know that it was
Pepper
a
tree.
pepper tree? And that is how trouble made the monkey eat pepper. Just to summarize, let's go back to the title. How trouble made the monkey eat pepper.
He went up a tree. He ate some fruits on a pepper tree. It's a knowledge story.
Okay, what do you mean a knowledge story?
It's to pass it to every generation.
Okay.
Something you can learn from this story.
Yeah, I wonder what we could learn from this story.
Don't get trouble. You're gonna get in trouble.
Don't get into trouble.
Don't get in trouble.
Well, you know, he seems like such a greedy little monkey, and he just wants all the sweet stuff.
Yeah, it's greed. It's about greed.
Paul, something I really liked is that you were asking and answering. You were asking and answering predicting questions. And it just was very clear that you were very actively looking for the answers to those questions.
Yes.
And you know, reading is such an active process that you really do need your mind to be active like yours just was.
Yes.
So do you think that this strategy is helpful for understanding a story? Why or why not?
It's very helpful,
Okay.
the way we read this story.
Okay, what was
Section
helpful?
by section.
Okay. Yeah.
It helps the learners to be more involved in the story.
Okay. And did you feel involved with the story?
Yes, very, very, very.
Okay, good. So do you think we might want to do more and more predicting as we keep meeting for lessons?
Yes.
Yeah, I do too. I think you did a wonderful
It's very
job.
good. It's very fun.
Okay.
This way.
Okay, very good. You know, I do want to mention this time I did all the reading, and that really was so you could think about these predictions and focus on the understanding. And as that becomes more and more automatic for you, you know, you'll be doing all the reading yourself. But this was just a way of getting the process of making predictions a lot easier for you. So,
Yes.
all right, very nice reading, Paul.
When practicing this activity on making predictions, you can retype a story to divide it into separate passages on the page for folding. But you can also do this strategy without folding paper. Simply stop periodically to check in on earlier predictions and make more predictions. The goal of practicing reading comprehension is for your learner to master and internalize more and more comprehension strategies to choose from and use in a variety of reading situations. You've seen a tutor do quite a bit of talking when explaining a new strategy. During most lessons, you and your learner would be equally talkative.